Sometimes there are things that happen in your life that are so troubling and awful that you try to bury any memories you might have of them deep, deep down into your subconscious and pray you'll never think of them again. I have tried extremely hard not to think about one such event that happened to my friends and I when we were teenagers, hanging out late one night in the middle of autumn. It seems that no matter how hard I try to run away from my past, I just can't escape from it. We were bored and in the mood to cause some mischief, so we decided to go down to Old Man Duffy's house. He was the grumpiest old bastard you've ever met in your life, and we knew that playing a prank on him would surely provoke a hilarious reaction and was bound to spice things up a bit. Initially, we thought about wrapping up some dog shit in newspaper and setting it on fire on his doorstep. We imagined him running out, seeing the fire, and frantically trying to stomp out the flames before realizing his feet were covered in dog poop. But that felt a little cliché. I came up with the idea of throwing a brick through one of Old Man Duffy's windows with a note attached, telling him his wife looked like a fatty boom boom. This turned out to be some sort of trigger for Mr. Duffy, because he appeared to have some sort of mental breakdown and became violently enraged, with a crazed, bloodthirsty look in his eyes that could have turned your hair white if you were unlucky enough to have witnessed it. It still pains me to admit this, but I pissed my pants when I saw Mr. Duffy's reaction to the brick. I looked up to the sky and prayed to God that he wouldn't look in the living room, because our first few attempts had accidentally hit his wife in the face and knocked her clean out. We had no idea at the time that Mr. Duffy was a former soldier who suffered from astonishingly bad post-traumatic stress disorder from his time in the military. He burst out of his house like a man possessed, with light machine guns in either hand. Bullets ripped through my friends and killed them dead, leaving me alone to deal with Mr. Duffy. I've never felt so alone and vulnerable in my entire life, wishing my dad would come and save me. But then I remembered how much of a deadbeat he was, and hoped my death would come swiftly and as painlessly as possible. As luck would have it, Mr. Duffy, thinking he'd murdered everyone responsible for the fatty boom boom brick, turned his gun on himself in a total bitch move, killing himself just like that. I'd never seen a grown man act like such a pussy before, but I didn't hold back my emotions when I was delivering my eulogy at his funeral. I even farted into his casket before slamming the lid down shut, keeping the smelly fumes inside with his corpse. His remaining family tried their best to pretend they didn't see what just happened, but there was no mistaking the disgust in their eyes. I don't consider myself to be a petty man, but I still, till this day, throw bricks through the windows of all of Mr. Duffy's relatives. I know they were not the ones responsible for what happened to me that fateful night, but I still find catharsis in relentlessly tormenting them anyway.